Hey guys, my name's Khadroth, and today I'm going to be talking to you about when to make craft essence bombs this year. We've gotten a lot of questions about, hey, when should I roll out my FP? When should I make craft essence bombs? What's the best time to do that? And typically, there's a couple select times of the year that we know to focus on. Honestly, most of the years, it's basically just going to be New Year's and anniversary, with the anniversary always being the best one because that's where you guys get the 3x super success rate. This year's a little bit different, and so that's one of the things I actually wanted to talk about in this video. There will be other times where you guys get 2x super success rate, and that is a good time to build your craft essence bomb. So if you find that you're just hoarding tons of FP and you can't possibly keep up, or if you're someone that just doesn't have a whole lot of time to be able to just sit there and actually make craft essence bombs, then definitely I would say anytime you've got a 2x success, start rolling out your stuff, start working on it proactively, and don't let it build up so much. But if you have enough time to actually build them, the smart thing to do is actually to wait for basically 6th anniversary, and in one other instance that I'll talk about here in a second, there'll even be a better opportunity than the anniversary this year. But let's talk about 6th anniversary. So again, you guys can see it happened in August on JP. On an A, that's not going to be the case. It's probably going to be around July 1st through the 2nd. One of those 2 days is where we'll actually get the start of the campaign. And the whole reason that we know this is because that's when Anime Expo is held. They always try to synchronize our anniversary with Anime Expo. Maybe they'll buck that trend this year, but it's been a trend for several years running, so I don't expect that to be the case. And I think this is when you will get your anniversary. This also naturally ties into the fact of how they have to handle NA's GSSR, because what this actually does is our true anniversary date is, I believe, June 25th. And the issue that they have with that is that if they were to actually run it here, you're even further ahead of JP. So they actually delay it about a week until that weekend with Anime Expo. And that kind of brings us a little bit closer into line with JP, so they don't have to move the banners around as much to fix it. The whole reason they have to move banners around a lot too is because they want to preserve the GSSR as it stands for JP to NA. They want to make sure that you have the same units on it on NA that they had on JP. That goes back to an old promise they made a long time ago after they screwed up one of the original GSSRs in the game. They promised that they would never do that again for the NA server, and so that's why they end up doing that shift. But again, that's just a little bit of history there. Talking about the actual anniversary, one of the campaigns does give you 3x great and super success rate. And this is typically the best time of the year that you guys actually get for great and super success. So this is the best time to actually level up your units. This is the best time to actually roll out your FP and make craft essence bombs, usually. Again, this year is going to be an exception. And the reason for that is because later in the year, we actually have GudaGuda Yamatai rerun. So this is going to be GudaGuda 5's rerun. It's actually going to happen, I believe, in November here. Again, you know, we're still way far out from that, so trying to predict when this will actually happen is a little bit more difficult. But basically, you guys can expect it sometime around this point for NA. There may be a little bit of a forward shift for that due to something like Thanksgiving. That is a typical reason that they always end up doing this stuff. But again, that's when you guys can expect this event. The reason GudaGuda 5 rerun is so good for rolling out your craft essence bombs, though, is because of these limited craft essences. Not only are you going to be able to roll your welfare Oda Nobukatsu again in the FP pool and get the coins for him, but you're also going to have these limited craft essences that are so good for making craft essence bombs. They're absolutely worthy of throwing in there, and it'll allow you, if you're doing a lot of FP rolling, to actually just work leaps and bounds ahead. So much so that even last year when we had the 5x super success rate, this was still a more lucrative time to actually roll out your FP in comparison. So this year we only have the 3x super success rate at anniversary, so it definitely wins in that regard. But this is actually even better than last year, because as you guys can see here from the event list, a week into the event, we actually ended up having the 24 million downloads campaign. Now, NA just had the 23 million downloads campaign, aka the Spring Has Sprung campaign. Again, that is just a replacement for what should have been a download campaign on NA, but they just rebranded it. So if you're worried about the timing of this banner and maybe they shifted around because NA hasn't met its download goal, yes, that could be an issue, but they'll probably just make it happen just like they did with that one, just to make sure. And again, I think at that point, we certainly will have qualified for a new download campaign. So this may be our 20 million on NA, or maybe even our 21st million in that regard. It just depends on whatever they want to number it. But I think what I'm trying to say here is that they're going to rebrand it regardless and run it here. So that'll be a good thing if they do. Again, this will be really nice because a week into the event, like we already talked about, you already have those really good craft essences. But now what you're going to get is another 2x super and great success chance. So you have the overlap of a 2x success chance with these insane craft essences for actually power leveling your craft essences and your CE bomb making. That's what really makes this such a good time to roll out your FP. So this is bar none going to be the best time. Even if we don't get the overlap of the 2x campaign, that will still be the best time to roll out your stuff. But if you do get it, it's actually going to be one of the best times FGO has ever seen for rolling out your craft essences, or sorry, for rolling out your FP and making craft essence bombs. So again, I hope you guys found this informative. I will see you guys for the next video. Have a good one.